If you believe in your heart that Christ is the Messiah, is your personal Savior, you believe He raised from the dead, you believe it in your heart and you claim it with your mouth, then you're saved. If you want to know how your walk is really going with God, whether or not your spiritual life is authentic, if you've ever asked yourself, am I really a Christian? Am I really saved? Then you're definitely not alone. You're not alone if you're sitting in church. You're not alone if you're walking with any Christian in the world, because that is part of the growth process. These are good things, but it's not the test of true intimacy. Let's read a couple of scriptures together and see if we can kind of lock this down, what it means to really be growing in the Lord. This is 1 Corinthians 13, 1 through 7. If I speak in the tongues of men, of angels, but do not have love, I'm only a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal. If I have the gift of prophecy and can fathom all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have a faith that can move mountains but do not have love, I am nothing. If I give all I possess to the poor and give over my body to hardship, that I may boast but do not have love, I gain nothing. Love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, it does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, and always perseveres. When Jesus was asked about the most important commandment, this is how He responded. This is Mark 12, 29 through 31. The most important one, answered Jesus, is this: Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Love the Lord, your God, with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your mind, and with all your strength. The second is this: love your neighbor as yourself. There is no commandment greater than these. So, can we spot a theme? God is not interested in our duty. He's not interested in religious performance. He's not interested in our offerings if the offerings are not given with a true and sincere heart. Consider this. After Peter rejected Christ 3 times, lying about even knowing Him, you guys all know the story, and this after being convinced that he would be willing to go down with Jesus to the doors of death, this is what happened. When Jesus resurrected and spoke with Peter, what does He say to him? Does He condemn him? Does He tell him, you lied about me, just like I said you would? No. This is what Jesus did. He asked him, do you love me, Peter? Peter said, you know I do. He said, do you love me, Peter? Peter said, you know I do. He said, do you love me, Peter? And then Peter was hurt. He says, you know I do. He said, then feed my sheep. You see, Jesus could have condemned Peter for what he did, but He didn't do that. He just asked Peter to restate his love for him. In that moment, Peter was reminded that words are cheap. And his words, while I believe fully were sincere in the moment, it lacked an understanding for the test that he was truly about to face. Each of us needs to work out our salvation with fear and trembling. The deep struggle that each of us as Christians, as followers of Christ, should be, how do we answer Jesus when He says, do you love me? If we say, yes, I love you, Jesus, then Jesus says, feed my sheep. Christ desires a relationship first. See, love is first. Feed the sheep is second. The duty comes from the love. You cannot fake love, and love is not duty. Although when you love, duty will follow. Peter loved Jesus, but when he failed, Jesus didn't scold him for failing or lying, as Jesus had even told him he would do. He just went back to the beginning. He said, do you love me? Everything that is of the kingdom and based in eternity begins with an authentic and true love for our God, our Creator, His Son, Jesus Christ. Love first, and then feed His sheep. It's time for a heart check. Until next time.